The idea of the project is to be in contact with the inhabitants, on the inside, in order to better understand problematics they face every day. To understand the situation, you have to live it yourself.
Until now, I haven't done any personal experience. I wanted this video to be a really interesting and well-made video about me living in the street, but I clearly didn't manage it. I think the experience was really hard for me and I didn't have the energy to film the full time, so what I will do is show you the video and comment it and tell you what I felt and what I've learned from this experience.
Hello and welcome to this new video. For those who don't know me, my name is Frederick and I'm doing a world tour to study urban problems around the world. This month I'm in LA in the US to study the problem of homelessness, and for it I decided that to understand better what people feel, I will live like a homeless myself for like 3 or 4 days in the streets of Los Angeles. So first, before beginning, I have to set a few rules. So the first one is no ID, then no money, no phone, no cigarettes, no luggage, of course, and yeah, just myself, the camera, a notebook, and $3 in case of emergency. But the point is to not use money for these 3 or 4 days.
What I don't tell in the video is that before starting this experience, I flew from Mexico City to Los Angeles and I had a 17-hour layover in Guadalajara, which means I didn't sleep for at least 2 days before starting it. So when I started, I was quite tired already.
So what happened during this first day is that I left the hostel at 9:30 this morning in Koreatown in LA, and I walked to Venice, where I'm at right now, which is like, on Google Maps they said 4 hours, but I took at least 6 hours because I didn't have a phone, so I didn't have Google Maps and I didn't really know where I was going. The first thing I will do is maybe look for a place to drink water and to go to the toilet because it's quite important. And that's it. Just walking around.
So the first day was pretty boring because I didn't know what to do, I didn't know where to go. I haven't done any research about Los Angeles before coming.
Okay, so it's 6 p.m. and I got to the point where I don't really know what to do anymore. I've walked all around Venice. I found water, I found toilets, I found showers, but I don't know what to do.
I think as the day went by, I realized I wasn't that prepared and I started to get really hungry.
Okay, so it's 9 p.m. I couldn't resist to get some food, so I went to get some bread at the closest supermarket. And now I'm walking back to Venice Beach to find a place to sleep.
So I told to myself that it was more intelligent to at least get something to eat, a little thing, cheap thing, because I had only $3, than feel bad the whole time and waste this experience.
So I am back at Venice Beach and now I'm going to try to find a place to sleep. I'm more scared about the police than the other people because I don't want to get kicked out of the US. So I'm going to try to find a place that is kind of legal to sleep.
Okay, so I think I was a bit dramatic about it. The police in Los Angeles is not, especially in Venice Beach, they are not doing really anything about homeless people. They're letting them alone. The only thing is that people come to clean where homeless people live every week, at least once a week, and they ask them, they have 15 minutes to take all their belongings and go, and a lot of them are losing a lot of things during this process, and it's pretty sad for them. So what happened at Venice Beach is that, first the thing is I didn't want to film in front of homeless people because I felt really bad about a bit what I was doing. I didn't want to say, oh yeah, I'm just trying out to be homeless. So this experience was mostly personal. I wanted to feel what it is to be homeless, but not hang around too much with them, to not lie about my history and what I was doing. So I arrived near the beach and I found a bench to sit. I spent like 30 minutes to an hour there, and there was someone sleeping next to me, but There was way too much wind and I got really cold. I wasn't prepared enough. I didn't have a sleeping bag, didn't have a tent, nothing. Just a sweater and a jacket. So yeah, it was difficult. It was hard.
It's 11 p.m. and I left Venice Beach because there was too much wind. I think you can hear it in the video. I slept about 30 minutes and then I woke up and I was freezing. I think I'm not prepared enough. My clothes are not hot enough and I'm freezing cold. So I don't know if I will be able to do the 2 nights. We'll see. I'm trying to find a new place.
So when I left Venice Beach, I decided to go back to the center because I knew and I know it's known that the city center is much hotter than the low density area. So I wanted to go back, and at the same time, while walking, I was getting warmer. So it was nicer. And because I was really tired, I would stop every hour more or less and sleep like 15-20 minutes in a bench and then walk again. At one point, I encountered a McDonald's. And I went to ask if I could stay there, and they told me I could stay between 15 and 30 minutes, and then they just kicked me out. So that was my first experience really feeling homeless and feeling like a parasite, basically, not being accepted by the others. And actually, I don't think I really look like a homeless, but the fact that I was alone and walking, basically in Los Angeles, people don't walk, they just take their car, and the only people walking are all really poor people or homeless people. So as long as you don't have a car, you're treated basically like a homeless.
Okay, so what happened is that I started walking from Venice to here because it was too cold and I needed to warm up, and I lost myself, and then I stopped at a McDonald's for half an hour to get a bit warmer, and then now I'm walking again, I hope in the right direction.
I think during this night I also realized how I was dependent on Google Maps. I lost myself so many times. I knew more or less the direction, but when I was lost, I didn't even know where I was. So it was quite complicated, and people didn't really want to explain me how to go to the city center because they were just saying, it's too far, you can't do it. So I had a really hard time to find my way back. When I knew it was 5 a.m., I was so happy. You cannot even imagine. I just saw the sky getting brighter, and I was like, okay, that's gonna be finished in a little bit. I'm so happy. And at that time I thought, okay, I'm done. I will just stop and go to the hostel and book another night and just fall asleep.
It's 5 a.m. I walked the whole night because of the cold, and the sun is gonna get up soon, I hope, and then it's gonna be warmer. I walked the whole night from Venice to downtown area in LA. I'm still not there, but I hope I will get there soon. I'm really tired. I've slept maybe 30 minutes on the bench and 30 minutes on the street, but that's it. I didn't have really a night of sleep. I've walked the whole night. So I hope I will find a place to sleep, and then I will see if I continue or not. Okay, finally the sun is going up.
So after walking a few hours and after the sun came out, I eventually found the city center. And at that point I was asking myself if I would continue or not, because I started to get better, but I was still really tired, really hungry. I mean, eating bread is not enough, and so I felt really bad.
It's 10 a.m. right now. I went to the first night. I'm really tired, hungry and thirsty. And we'll see how it will go.
So I didn't really film the second day because I basically slept the whole day in the park. Security guard would wake me up, and the others, because there was many others, like every 30 minutes, because it was in downtown LA, so it was quite a busy area. And so I slept the whole day there.
Second day living in the streets. Today what happened, I stayed a few hours in some parks, just chilling, and some people tried to give me some help. I don't know if it was a good one or not, but I declined.
So So after sleeping the whole day, I was feeling much better, and I decided to go on and do the second night. And I'm really happy I did it, because during this night and the third day, I learned a lot from it.
So it's 6 p.m., second day of homelessness. It's not so bad. I'm really tired, without energy, but it's not so bad. Not so bad. Now I have to find a place to stay tonight, and that's it.
So the second night, I started walking in the area of downtown LA and Koreatown. Not too much because my leg hurt, and I got cold as well. No matter if I was in the center or in Venice Beach, I was really cold.
So this is the second night. It's freezing, but like really, really freezing. It seems colder than yesterday, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. So let's see. Can you see the cockroach?
So I found a donut place with the nicest guy ever. He just told me, okay, you can stay here as much time as you want. I paid one donut with the like $1.50 I had, but don't sleep. And there was other homeless people there, and eventually we all got kicked out during the night because we all slept. But I stayed there from maybe 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. something like this. So it was really, really nice, and that I don't know if I would have survived this night without this place. So yeah, thank you very much to the donut place.
This is the end of my second night in the street. What can I say? I spent the whole night in the donut place, and I'm really, really, really tired. I slept like 1 hour there, and that's it. I'm really happy that it's over today, and I can have a shower and eat something.
So this third day was really interesting because I spent the day in a park called Macature Park, I think, close to downtown LA, and this park is really dirty, a lot of homeless people. And I realized how homeless people are vulnerable. They're alone, they might have some friends, but they're mostly alone. I don't know, it's really funny. There are people next to me that are doing like fighting with swords. I have to show you. I'm actually in Hong Kong right now. I just arrived a few days ago. So yeah, these people are really vulnerable, and I had a lot of people coming to me and proposing me help, saying they were from a church, but I don't believe it. They look like really bad people with bad intentions. So I think people are taking advantage of homeless people and use them for whatever, I don't know, but I think they're really vulnerable. So yeah, I think the few things I learned from being in the street is that, being homeless is difficult. I think the first issue is maybe food and health. In Venice Beach you have some free showers and toilets and water, but in some places there's nothing. I mean, if you want to go to the toilet, you have to go on the street or walk kilometers and go to the woods or find a public toilet, which is difficult. In the main areas like Hollywood, Venice Beach and Skid Row, there are public facilities, but in other places there's nothing. For food, same thing. In the main areas with homeless people, where homeless people are, there are some associations that are bringing them food and water, but in other places there is nothing. And so I think food and health are the main problems. Then yeah, they are vulnerable, of course, and I think that's a big problem. And the third is that homeless are treated as basically parasites. People are not accepting them, they are discriminating them. And I think that's what really puts you down when you're in the street. If you think about it, like you lost your job, you lost your house, you go to the street, and then people are just treating you like if you're an animal, not a human being. And I think this is the worst for a homeless person, not being accepted as a human, basically. So the conclusion, and I will talk about it in the next video as well, but what's the worst for me is what homelessness do to these people and how it brings them down, how it keeps them down. And I mean, you can be a really nice person, and because you lost your job, you have to live in the street, and then you're exposed to a lot of bad things, and your situation just gets worse and worse and worse. It's really difficult, I think, to come back to real life when you lived in the street, because you're exposed to so many bad things, and if you're not strong already, I think you can really go down very deep because of drugs, because of bad influences, because of being rejected of every place. So yeah, I think the most important would be to prevent these people from getting into the street already. I mean, solving the problem at the source. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I had a really hard time doing it, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, like it, share it as much as you can. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to look for sponsors right now because I didn't find any until now, and this trip costs quite a lot of money. So if you subscribe to the channel, if you watch the videos, if you like it, then it will help me to get sponsors because they can see that I have a big audience and it's easier for me. And that's it for today, so I'll see you next week. And next week we'll talk about a solution that I found that would not solve the problem, but at least help it. And yeah, I think it's quite interesting, so see you next week. Bye. No. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Thank you.